state to be able to play on Sunday?
Yeah, look, it's great to have him back at the club. He's in pretty good spirits, obviously, for what he's been going through. He'll train fully today, and we're really hopeful that he'll play on the weekend. So, it's great to have him around the footy club. The boys are, it's a great place to be. He's sharing some stuff with the boys, and it's just great to have him back out there training and hopefully playing this weekend.
Is it completely his decision, or do you have to get involved as well?
No, it's completely his decision. I think. When you're going through something like this, you're given the amount of space and time, and obviously we've integrated him back into the footy club. Now it'll be get through main training with a view of playing this week, and Jesse's keen to do that at this stage.
Conscious of the sensitivities, but does his return actually in a funny way lift the playing group?
I'm not sure whether it lifts. I think he's a quality player. We know what he gives the group, and to have Jesse amongst the group and playing the way we know he can play is an important part of our team. So it's just great to have him back around the club and get Jesse back to being Jesse.
How do you think Jordan Lewis is feeling about facing his old mob?
Yeah, look, it'd be an interesting feeling for him. I know it was interesting for Michael Hibbert and Jake Melksham last week. He'll have some mixed emotions, there's no doubt. But I know, deep down speaking to him, he's looking forward to playing against his old club. He was there for 13 years and gave him great service and great success, and I think he's really looking forward to playing well for Melbourne.
Were there some tangible and potentially intangible benefits you noticed from having him back last week in a tight game?
Yeah, definitely his ability, his leadership and his composure under pressure. At half time the game probably wasn't being played the way we'd like, and I thought in the second half, not only himself through the midfield, but Bernie Vince and Nathan Jones and Jack Viner were exceptional as a leadership group.
Does he get involved in the planning process for taking on Hawthorn?
Oh, look, I'd be lying if I said I hadn't spoken to him about Hawthorn. He was there for such a long period of success, so he's shared some stuff, but they're a different team as well. They're playing a different way, and so he knows their individual players. He knows a bit about how they play. So we'll take a little bit of that, but also go about playing our brand as well.
They're a different team, but they're also a pretty poor team this year. Have you been surprised about the drop-off?
Well, I've only seen them play once live, and it was against the Eagles. So they were pretty good that day. So we're preparing for their best. They played very well that day. There were some things in that game that they were exceptional at. And they're a very proud club and a proud group and a well-coached group. So we're certainly going to be having to play our style and our brand the best that we can possibly play this weekend.
Last year's late season win over Hawthorn had a real sort of coming of age feel about it. Do you draw on that at all, or is that forgotten history, or thoughts on that day?
No, it's funny in footy. I think that was probably 10 or 11 games ago in terms of AFL games, but it feels like such a long time ago, and the two teams are very different in a lot of ways. It was obviously a really good day for us, and we've had some difficult times against Hawthorn in the past, so it's important that we just focus on what we can control this week, and it's how we go about our footy.
Are there any changes likely this week? Obviously, Jesse Hogan's potentially one, but any others?
Yeah, we've probably had 5 or 6 changes most weeks, for the last, or 4 or 5 changes most weeks for the last 3 or 4 weeks. So it's probably in a position now where we can really start to settle the team down a bit and give it some continuity about how we go about our play. So I wouldn't expect too many changes.
Has Cam Pedersen pulled up from his role, and is that something you can see continuing in the lead ruck position?
Yeah, look, we haven't got many options. So Cam's certainly one of those guys. We shared the load last week with Cam, Jack Watson, a little bit of Tom McDonald. So we'll continue to look at that mix and what's best suited for this week. But Cam was certainly very good for us and plays an important role there.
Do you feel more confident going into this week potentially than you did last week, given his performance?
I feel confident in the way Cam played. Yeah, look, he was outstanding. So the challenge for Cam, throughout his career has been able to back it up week after week with the same level of intensity, and he's well aware of that, and he wants to certainly show us and the footy club and everyone that he plays with that's the way he can consistently go about his footy.
You saw Ben McAvoy live. He took West Coast apart as the stoppages. Is that something you've spoken to Cam about?
Oh, look, yeah, that day against the Eagles he was exceptional at stoppage, but he also took a lot of marks down the line that day. So he's a quality player, Ben, and we'll prepare for Hawthorn's best and obviously his best.
You set up thinking that you will lose hit-outs?
As I said a few weeks ago, I think the great thing about our stoppages at the moment and our personnel is that we're not going to win a lot of hit-outs. So what that does for our midfielders is they learn a new skill set about reading opposition hand, doing a little bit more work on where potential opposition might hit the ball, and their craft around stoppages is going to have to be very good. So it's a new skill set. We've been blessed to have Max and obviously Jake over the last few years where we can be pretty proactive, and now it's developing a new skill set. So we're quite excited about that opportunity to develop that, and it's something that the good teams need to develop over a period of time.
I know you said the team will likely settle over the next 4 weeks, but where's Jack Trengrove in the selection mix?
Look, Jack's, I've probably answered this last few weeks, he's continuing to work on a few things at VFL level. We'll continue to invest a lot into Jack. He's not that far off in terms of the way he's playing, but there's certain things that he's aware of and that we're trying to get him to do to play really good AFL footy.
And just because it's the Pink Lady match, if you want to have a few words about that, wearing the shirt?
I think it's just a great initiative, a great partnership that the club have had with BCNA. It's been 11 years. 17,000 women are going to be diagnosed with breast cancer this year. So we're going through our own special case as a footy club at the moment, and the support network that they provide is exceptional. I think it's just a fantastic cause that we're involved in.
Clayton Oliver mentioned as a rough smoky for the Brownlow this morning in the paper. How do you think he rates his chances?
I've seen seen and heard some ridiculous things in my time, but 6 rounds in to be talking about that, it's I don't think I'll even give it the oxygen.
He's had a great season though. How do you keep that sort of form going with the young player?
Oh, look, he's playing some really good footy. There's no doubt about that. And he's a young player. He's only played nearly 20 games. So it's all about his habits, his week and his preparation, and he's been very good at that, and he's coming out game day and performing.
Are you pleased with how he responded after some off-field drama for Clayton?
Oh yeah, look, he's changed the way he goes about his footy. He's changed his way he lives his life, his preparation, his work habits, and his body's in fantastic condition, and we've all seen the talent that he has.
What was the game committee meet today? And Jordan had a few comments about the deliberate rushed out or deliberate out of bounds. What's your view on some of these rule changes, particularly deliberate out of bounds?
I think with all the rule changes, whether it's the ruck or the deliberate out of bounds, there's still a lot of grey in the game, and that makes umpiring very difficult. Until the grey leaves the game in a whole range of different ways, we'll continue to have these debates and change the rules, and then have challenges with the changes of the rules. So, I think it's important that at some stage that we get a bit more black and white in our game.
Will grey ever leave the game though? Hasn't it always?
Oh, it'll never leave the game, but there seems to be more than ever that it's in the game.
Thank you.
Thank you. Cheers.